It's going to fall.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be recounting the standout moments of each year that the Bake Off has been on telly.
Don't bake my tart, my flaky pastry tart. I just don't think you understand.
Be sure to also check out our video highlighting the very best bakes from every single season of the Bake Off, because this time we're focusing on hilarious, heartwarming, and panic-inducing moments from the Bake Off tent. Series 1, first ever winner.
Scones are the one thing that I worry about more because, I didn't have a very successful scone challenge back in Scone in Scotland.
We turn back to Bake Off's humble and wholesome origins for a moment that, well, pretty much epitomizes those descriptors. Things worked a little differently back then, with one of the 3 finalists eliminated during the signature, meaning this final showdown was between Ed and Ruth. Their final challenge was an afternoon tea spread with petit fours, scones, and finger sandwiches. Though the competition was close, Ed's tarts, scones, buns, and finger sandwiches narrowly came out on top.
Ed.
It was an emotional finale, which also served as a launching pad for Kimber's baking career.
So for me, the only real winner was Ed.
Series 2, Cake Catastrophe.
The cake that I'm doing is a genoise sponge, and you add butter in the end.
Muck-ups are bound to happen in the kitchen, but oftentimes in the bake-off tents, they happen at the worst possible moments. Series 2 saw such a scene during a chocolate-tiered cake showstopper challenge. Contestant Rob Billington had just completed his creation, and it was a rather impressive-looking chocolate genoise sponge cake. It's when he had to bring it to the judges' table that disaster struck. The sight was enough to make every viewer in Britain gasp.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Is there anything we can do then?
I think as I was turning it round, I kept pushing it a bit, turning it round, pushing it a bit more, and I just pushed it off.
It wasn't the last time we'd see such a catastrophic sight, but we simply weren't used to seeing things like this happen in the early bake-off days.
Don't bend it, mate. Hang on. Get your hand there.
Series 3, Dough Flinging.
Is that needed? Is that what you do?
No, that's not what I've been doing.
After Paul taught Sarah Jane the twist and stretch technique to knead her strudel dough, she tried to pass the lesson on with significantly less successful results.
No, that looks really good so far that you can...
Admittedly though, perhaps it was just Cathryn who got a bit overzealous in the technique, which sent her dough flying onto the floor. Fortunately, even Cathryn saw the funny side as she giggled at her misfortune and wondered how on earth she could serve Mary Berry the now dirty dough.
Oh my God, I am so sorry.
Don't be silly. You didn't throw it on the floor.
But I made you try and throw it on the floor.
No.
Don't throw it away, it's
Let's just see
really
the
nice.
carpet in
Well, take
it.
the carpet out.
Series 4, Custard Gate.
I've got loads to do yet. I've got to make that into pop custard, and I've got 2 types of caramel to make.
Back in 2013, contestant Deborah Manja caused national uproar when she pinched a fellow baker's custard from the fridge. Well, it was an accident, but we were outraged all the same. According to Mary, Howard was making a true creme anglaise, while Deborah had gone for an easier option. Both bakers left their attempts to set in the same fridge, but the superior custard mysteriously ended up in Deborah's trifle.
Where's my custard? Oh no!
I'm so sorry, Howard.
After confessing her mistake, Deborah's day went from bad to worse as she was ultimately sent home. Howard wasn't too bothered and decided there was no point having a strop. But the public didn't take his advice and took to Twitter in their droves to condemn the custard theft.
I'm sure that one custard's as good as another.
Series 5, Bingate.
It's a mess, disaster, it's revolting.
After Custard Gate, we thought there could be no bigger bake-off scandal. But a year later, there was Bingate. The incident involved Ian Waters, who had left his baked Alaska to set in the wrong freezer. In an act that would come back to haunt her, fellow contestant Diane Beard removed the offending desserts and left it to melt into a sloppy mess on the workbench.
Where's my ice cream?
It's here. Sorry, Ian.
Ian lost it and flung the remains of his bake into the bin.
No.
The judges weren't too happy when he was forced to bring up the dish for judging, as they could have judged the flavors. The moment of madness was to cost Ian his place in the competition, while the unrepentant Diana was branded public enemy number 1. Series 6, Nadiya's speech.
The winner of the 2015 Great British Bake Off is... Nadiya.
Nadiya Hussain is probably Bake Off's biggest breakout star, and her memorable winner's speech may just be one of the reasons why. The British don't usually go in for much sentimentality, but when Nadiya was crowned champion, she had us all in tears, including Mary Berry.
I am never ever going to put boundaries on myself ever again. I'm never going to say, I can't do it. I'm never going to say maybe.
A fan favourite from the beginning, the mum of 3 was unsure of herself at the start. But as the weeks went on, her confidence grew. Her tearful acceptance speech was straightforward and touching. She resolved never to put boundaries on herself again. "I'm never gonna say I don't think I can," she promised. "I can and I will."
When she came into the final today, she was nervous, but she had the sort of look that I'm going to do it, and she did. Sheer perfection. And I enjoyed every minute.
Series 7, Selassie Takes It Easy. With the pressure on, many of the amateur bakers on this popular competition show start to crack under the stress. But in Series 7, there was one baker whose attitude was so relaxed, it was comforting.
Thank you very much.
It's great. Tell us about your citrus meringue.
While others were freaking out, Selassie was taking every challenge with complete and utter zen. When it turned out a fellow baker was making the same kind of pie as him, he didn't worry about the competition.
So who's copied who?
Well, I mean, it was my idea. Eating grapefruit.
What do you think he's been doing? Reading your emails?
I think so.
Do you think he's outside your house?
I think he's hacked into my laptop.
Selassie even took teasing with an amused grin and returned the favour with some meringue tomfoolery. His never-ending smiles and cheerful attitude about the ups and downs in the tent was an encouragement to all.
I'm going to probably prove it for another 30 minutes or so.
Series 8, Life of Pi?
I'm glad we had a hug before they left. It's important in life to conclude things properly.
And now for an opener. But still an iconic moment, the Life of Pi parody from Season 8's Pastry Week. It begins with Sandy peacefully paddling down a river. After a brief monologue, Noel is revealed in a comical tiger costume.
I can't talk. I'm a tiger.
A nearby Prue is bewildered by the scene, which turns out to be a droll pun about pies.
What are you two doing?
We're reenacting the Life of Pi.
What?
It's Pastry Week. Life of Pi.
It's a perfect example of why Noel and Sandy's hosting style was so brilliant, highlighting their gift for subtlety and absurd comedy. Series 9, Rahul's jaw explodes. In another heated challenge in the Bake Off tent, 32-degree weather created an explosive finale to wrap up Series 9. Rahul, an engineering researcher and king of self-deprecating jokes, was much loved for his ambitious bakes despite his timid nature. The tent's final showstopper challenge made the heat so unbearable that one of Rahul's glass storage jars unfortunately exploded as he was rushing to complete his cake consisting of over 200 elements.
I cannot afford to waste any single moment.
He was forced to bin the ingredients contaminated with glass and start from scratch. But thankfully, Paul and Prue gave him an extra 15 minutes to finish on time.
Just literally the whole thing exploded. I don't really want to use any of these because there might be glass.
His end result was still delicious, even if the judges didn't find it quite as visually appealing.
I can't say it makes my mouth water.
Series 10, Henry's Handshake.
And then I just go like that. He's blown my mind.
There's no greater honor in the Bake Off tent than the coveted Hollywood handshake. And while there's some that have brought tears to our eyes over the years, for many the most memorable was the one given to Henry Bird in 2019. For the signature challenge, Henry prepared chocolate cardamom buns, and the judges were beyond impressed.
It is delicious.
Oh, thank God.
While Paul was initially critical of their appearance, the taste test erased any doubt. What made this moment so special, though, was Henry's reaction.
But nevertheless...
No, shut up.
Well done, Henry.
I don't think you said shut up to the judge.
Yep, his involuntary response left him quite red in the face.
No one's ever told a handshake to shut up.
Series 11, Celebrity Cakes. After watching the first showstopper round of Season 11, we believe there may be some people who no longer believe that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
That's about as far away from David Bowie as you could get.
I'd agree with you, actually.
Tasked with creating a bust of a celebrity they admire, the bakers surprised us all with an array of hilarious results.
Sorry. You're not supposed to laugh.
From a Freddie Mercury that many liken to the Pringles Man, and nightmarish David Bowie to David Attenborough taking a tumble, many conceded that the disastrous results seemed fitting for the unprecedented theme of 2020.
He's reclining.
He's having a nap.
Most of the results were laughable, but who doesn't need a good chuckle these days? Series 12, Country Song. The 12th season started off with the usual nature shots and classical music. Then, with a few drumstick clicks, it all got very weird. The familiar strains of Billy Ray Cyrus' Achy Breaky Heart took over the soothing scene. Is that Paul Hollywood in a fringe jacket and a mullet wig?
You can have your fun, make brownies by the ton. You can fill your donuts up with jam.
Is Prue really wearing a mustache and playing the drums? In one of the craziest show openers in Great British Bake Off history, the hosts and judges rocked out while lip-syncing baking-themed lyrics. It was horrible and hilarious at the same time. You couldn't look away. You couldn't help but laugh. You couldn't get that song out of your head for days. Series 13, Use the Force.
Nice babs.
They're bagels, actually. Can you not look at me like that? I'm his sister.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Since coming to Channel 4, the Bake Off openings have gotten increasingly higher efforts. Their Star Wars opener was easily their most impressive. Seeing both the judges and hosts in costume is priceless, with Noel playing the role of Princess Leia Cake, with a pair of bagels stuck to the side of his head. Naturally, Hollywood takes the role of Darth Baker, and Prue becomes Prue Baker.
Too many lemon drizzles, mate.
We've had some outlandish intros in the past, but this one takes the cake, or flan.
Anyone?
Nah, I think you'll be eating that flan solo.
Series 14, Bone Dry Beaver.
I'll just do some texture.
Accidental innuendos are the lifeblood of GBBO. And no matter how PG the hosts intend to be, they just can't help but fall into these pitfalls. One of the absolute funniest instances was in the 2023 series after contestant Nicky baked a beaver-shaped cake for the Animal Cake Showstopper Challenge. It's when she presented her beaver that things went wrong.
So, Nicky, tell us about your beaver.
Perhaps the funniest of all were the comments made during the judging process.
Her beaver looked amazing, but it was bone dry.
Yeah, I don't like dry beavers. Yeah. Hate dry.
Trying to carry on, Phil.
We certainly won't be forgetting the phrase bone dry beaver anytime soon. Series 15, Nelly.
I'm good in pastry. I says about biscuits as well, I'm good. And I wasn't. So I'm gonna be quiet.
Sometimes people leave the Bake Off tent not as the winner of the series, but as the winner of the nation's hearts. That's certainly the case for fan favorite Nelly, who always had a hilarious response for everything.
No, I love you the most. I love your humor. And half of the humor I don't understand.
From her exasperated quips to her brilliant chemistry with the hosts, anytime Nelly appeared on screen, we were in for a treat.
Look, this girl is Kukulala.
Kukulala.
Look!
What's kukulala mean? Is that a Slovakian? The Slovakian?
No, it's what I made up, you know?
And while we're hoping to cut each entry down to one specific shining moment, it's just too difficult with Nelly, so let's just stick to some of her greatest hits.
It's all good. If I'm gonna go home, he will drive me home on posh car.
What's your all-time favorite moments from the Great British Bake Off? Let us know in those comments below.
I've got a good feeling about you. You're gonna win.